character of our streets and how it feels to be there. And so what's happening in a lot of North American cities is they are doing that. They're taking back any space they can, they're putting up planters, they're putting up bike parking, because the behavior changes that we need don't have the infrastructure they need. The walkability is not there, the bikeability is not there. So we have to take back any space we can to start to make that happen and to make these places feel like places you want to stop and connect with your neighbors. And as you do that, remember back to what are the assets and how are they connected, you create more nodes of connectivity and more of a sort of pathway to the type of town we want to live in. And I want to highlight to you guys the Open Streets program that's taken off in New York over the last 5 years. So this was a COVID response, and what it does is it allows communities, neighborhoods, to control their streets. And there's over 200 of these open streets, and they're completely scaled to what the neighborhood wants. So it might be that the neighborhood says, you know what, on Sundays, we don't really move our cars. So we're gonna shut down the streets on Sundays, and we're gonna have beanbags out, and yoga, and activities for kids. Or it might be Friday night that they do it. Or it might be Saturday morning, but they get to right-size what their street closure looks like and what that programming looks like. And these places are incredible in the way they build community. This is even the main commercial drag where the restaurants all get to extend out. And this is all volunteer run with the support of the restaurants, but run by the community itself. And okay, New York City, everyone goes, yeah, but that's New York City. Well, this is happening down the road in Portland, Oregon, where they've taken back hundreds of intersections and made them safer places, not just from cars, but also gun violence has gone down. This was actually funded by anti-gun violence program to do this one. And this is right down the lane in Victoria, where they've sort of repurposed some planters into street slowing devices. They took a fallen tree and built a bench, and they're doing these type of activations, putting xeriscaping in and signage for it, and creating a much more walkable, lovable place. There's little public benches to hang out, and a poetry, and medicinal garden, and even planters with the different dogs of the neighborhood planted on them. And when we were walking, then I said, hey, that's one of those famous dogs. And they're like, yeah, that's Jan. So, these are the last four. Yes. So, okay, Ryan, very cute. Dogs are happy. People are meeting on corners. But this placemaking thing is, small scale. Well, the same principles go all the way up to the big stuff. So we were meeting with the mom, remember Angry Moms? Very important, in South Park, Seattle, and she said, I hate the freeway that runs through our community. And I said, okay, freeway removals are pretty hard, but we do know a few people and times where that's occurred. And so we connected her with some freeway fighters across the country, and they gave her a couple ideas for some really simple, easy to do things in the neighborhood. We also happen to be friends with the incoming director of the Seattle Planning Department. So we got on a Zoom with him and with some of the other freeway fighters, and we said, she wants to remove this freeway, and he said, yeah, let's do it. And so to date, they've gotten over $2 million to remove the freeway. They have a plan to restore it to 40 acres of affordable housing, open space, and it really is pretty incredible. When people in your community have a vision, a dream, when they take basic steps to connect on it, make it more real, any power that they have, anything can happen. So, so we're Placemaking US. We're on this tour. I hope you guys will follow along as we write about all the things we see, including stuff we're seeing here on the island. And we also do webinars that you can join online in the meantime. We just did one on women in placemaking, another one on democracy in placemaking, and we have one on seniors in placemaking coming up. So we hope you will join us and stay in touch. And I hope to come back, especially because there's too much good stuff going on here, too many